Okay guys, really looking forward to today running through one of our clients' awesome progress. This is Nai, and she's absolutely smashed it over the last 11 weeks. You can see here her progress. Looking forward to running through a bit of her journey. She basically moved back home. She'd gone from feeling completely off track and stuck to now wearing a crop top again, which was a massive goal of hers. She was doing really, really well in Australia. She had a consistent routine. Let me make my face a little bit smaller. There we go. And then she'd gone back home and she'd lost her routine a little bit. She gained 15 kilos. And she just, when we first met, she said she felt like a bit of a stranger in her own body. But now I'm happy to say she's back in control. As you can see here with the side profile of her progress photos, she's made awesome progress. And this was her starting point. So we got her all started on our app with her own profile, but that's what happened when she joined. But initially she'd moved back home, she lost her rhythm, feeling really lost because training was inconsistent. Her routine was just completely out of place. Nutrition was confusing her. She needed to include more cultural foods and family meals. Her clothes weren't fitting. I know this is a big motivator for a lot of people when they join us. That's a really important thing to make sure you're feeling good day to day. And confidence was low, and this isn't what we want. We want the confidence to be nice and high. So with that weight gain, it'd also come low energy, mental energy, physical energy, and wearing different clothes, the baggy clothes, which she didn't want to be wearing. And she felt stuck. That's what she told me. She was trying to do it by herself, but she wasn't seeing the results, and this is just causing that cycle of low motivation and then not actually getting to where you want to be. So her goal, quite simply, was to lose weight, body fat specifically, obviously, and just feel like herself again, rebuild that identity, the energy, the mindset that she knew she had from before. And she wanted to wear that crop top with confidence as well. That was like a big goal for her. As I said, the clothing is a big thing for a lot of people that we work with. So our plan essentially was to shift nutrition. This is a big part of a fat loss journey, is the nutrition, which unfortunately a lot of people don't understand how to navigate that. So we needed to shift nutrition, and I use the word shift because it's not like we're just completely changing things up, we're just shifting, and that comes with structure but also flexible education. We're not just going for a generic plan. We worked with the food she was actually eating and family meals as well. As you can see here, these are some of the food pictures. This is what we go through with everyone that joins the team. It's a food audit process, so we can sort of see how your nutrition is at the moment and then make those shifts in the right direction and make tweaks rather than just completely changing things up and make something restrictive that you're not actually going to stick to. So you need to actually understand food, what to eat, how much to eat, when to eat it, how to make it work with your actual life. So that was really important. That was our big plan when I joined the team, and it's the same sort of plan when anyone joins the team, is make sure we're focusing on them as an individual. We also had have the content library in our app with all these different guides and stuff. We've got endless guides on lots of different things because we really focus on that education side of things. And then the second part of our plan is the routine. We need this routine to be really realistic. Same thing with the nutrition. Make those shifts, set a training routine which she could realistically follow. Obviously, we need to make changes to the nutrition training, but it needs to be something that's realistic. So 3 to 4 times per week for her, that was what we said that we could do. And adding walking on top of that, this is going to give her back time, that structure and that confidence, because even though, yes, she might be going to the gym an extra couple of hours per week, it is giving back her time instead of her spending that time thinking about what to be doing and stressing about that, and just prioritizing some of the activities she was doing before and just finding that time for the gym. And then with these initial changes that you make, you get that extra energy back, and then you can be more efficient with the time that you actually do have. We increased her step count from 3,000 to 5,000. Again, it sounds like a big jump, but it's about 20 minutes of walking per day. So it's just finding out where we can slot that in nicely without it being too inconvenient, and just ramp up the accountability. And you can see here, we've got on the app, on Nai's account, we've got the phases that we map out of the training. We've got her workout in there. from her first phase, her workout 1, and it's all just sort of super simple, and that like takes the thinking out of it for her as well. We really focused on our optimal balance framework, which is taking a holistic view to fat loss. So nutrition training, really important, of course, but also sleep, stress, energy, hunger, mindset, habits, all this stuff, really, really important. Unfortunately, not enough people pay attention to it, and that's why they go back to square one afterwards, because they're not taking that holistic view, which actually helps them keep their results. So these are types of things we look at in the check-in, and we keep an eye on, obviously, the training side of things as well, and the nutrition. This is her calendar there with the training sessions in there, and yeah, obviously we keep an eye on that too, but that holistic view is very important as well. So her results, which are awesome, we've got the back profile now there, 6.3 kilos lost in 11 weeks, which is awesome. We can see a lot more muscle tone coming through there. You know, initially when you see that time frame of the 6.3 kilos in 11 weeks, you might be thinking, oh, I've seen a lot faster results than that on your page. Yes, we can go fast on this, but it all depends on the individual and what's going to work for them and what's sustainable for them long term. And it's not just about the weight lost. You can see that we've got a lot more muscle tone coming through there with Nia, and you can see her body fat percentage has dropped right down. So she's clearly built some extra muscle over that 11 weeks as well, which is why you can see such a big change with only 6.3 kilos lost. And 6.3 kilos lost is still a lot, but I think a lot of people's perception of the amount of weight lost at the moment is completely distorted because of all the extremes online. But this is the sort of pace you want to be going at if you are starting off around Nia's body weight to start, if you want to see results that are actually sustainable and see good results and you're actually looking good at the end of it and feeling good rather than just losing a load of muscle. So her results also, consistent training routine obviously, and enjoying it again, feeling really good about that. Eating with intention, more nutritional awareness which comes from that education, improved confidence as well, like with that mental side of things, better mindset, more energy. This is really, really important. You know, taking that holistic view to results as well, physical and mental side of things is very important. And she just feels like herself again, which is the most powerful feeling. And yes, she did tick off the crop top goal, which was awesome too. So that's her results. The reason it's worked is because of structure and flexibility, not just another diet. It's important to have that balance of structure and flexibility, not just 100% structure or 100% flexibility. And optimizing the time, like just taking the thinking out of it, optimizing your routine. Your routine is everything at the end of the day. It's what you do on a day-to-day basis, so that needs to be optimized. Personalized strategy for her own lifestyle. This is really, really important so she can actually stick with it. Weekly analysis, tweaks, accountability. You can see nice setup here with a one-to-one specific coach, Jenan, and that's really important part of the process. Obviously, we've got all these plans, but we want to make sure you're sticking with them. We're analysing them on a constant basis, making tweaks so you're always moving forward and holding you accountable to them, because it's so much easier to be held accountable to someone else than it is to yourself all the time. So that's been really powerful for Nia. Education around the food instead of setting rules, so she can apply that education in different situations, and having that self-belief. That self-belief is instilled in you when you know you're doing something that's got proven track record like this, and also you get that self-belief from your coach because they know it's possible. You know, your coach has had endless results and they know that it's possible for you, so they sort of really instill that belief in you even if you don't have it for yourself. And her actions just aligning with her vision too. So she has this vision before she joined the team. She had a vision of wanting to achieve her goals, but her actions weren't aligning with those. She was just trying to do it herself, wasn't aligning with it. But now she's taking actions that are actually aligning with that and makes her feel a lot more confident within herself. Accountability and adjustments, really important part of it. Weekly check-ins, daily constant communication with her coach whenever she needs it throughout the week. Feedback, mindset reminders, in WhatsApp. We've got the check-in forms there on the app. We've got daily accountability metrics there as well. She's sending videos sometimes of her exercises so we can make sure she's doing them properly as well, and make sure she's pushing herself enough as well. So accountability is a big part of it. But the big turning point for her was just realizing that she hadn't tried everything. I think a lot of people that I speak to, they say, oh, I've tried everything. They just don't have that self-belief. But to be honest with you, most people that join us, they say that this is the last thing they've tried everything. And that's because everyone always tries these restrictive fad diets first. So when she realized this, she hadn't tried everything, that was a game changer for her. She was like, right, okay, I could actually see how this would work. When she felt in control, that's when things really clicked for her too. And this all happens in the priming phase, which is the first phase of the coaching. We've got 4 phases, and that is the priming phase, dieting, muscle building, and then the lifestyle phase. And then in the priming phase, you're just building that routine. The consistency, energy levels are increasing as well with the initial changes we're making, and it really sets that foundation moving forward. And obviously seeing progress is a big turning point as well, but not just seeing the progress to motivate you. It's really motivating because you might have seen progress before but then lost it, so maybe that doesn't motivate you anymore. But when you see how the progress is actually sustainable and you can be consistent with it, that's when it really fuels that fire and you can really stay motivated moving forwards. So that was a big turning point. So if you have watched this, hopefully this has been useful for you, give you a bit of insight into Nai's journey. If you are feeling stuck, please just do remember there is a path back. You do just need to focus on the right areas though. You need to start building a lifestyle rather than just restrictive diets. Start focusing on you as an individual. If you want some guidance through that process and some accountability along the way, then just DM me on Instagram. If you just DM me Naisotti, then that will be me you'll be speaking with. I'll reach out to you and see if you might be a good fit for the program, or you can apply via the link below. And again, you'll be speaking with me directly. We can sort of brainstorm some ideas, come up with a bit of a solution for you, and see if this is something potentially you might be interested in as well. But other than that, guys, it's been a real pleasure running you through this today. Hopefully you found this inspiring, looking at Nai's results, and I'll see you in the next video.